On this episode of System Integrators Weekly, I get upset at iBUYPOWER. I get upset with CyberPowerPC. I get kind of upset with Build Redux. I get very upset with NZXT. And I get confused by CLX. All that and more on this episode of System Integrators Weekly. Let's go, nerds! And before I continue, I and my wallet are happy to say that this video is sponsored by CDKdeals.
CDKdeals is an online marketplace that specializes in genuine Microsoft licenses and game keys for several different platforms. August 6th to September 3rd is our back-to-school sale, so prices are lower than ever. You can even get an additional 30% off using discount code BRAY30. Now, to show you how easy it is to use, let's go to CDKdeals.com. Click on the back-to-school banner, then let's get a key for Windows 10 Pro. A retail code is well over $100 normally, but CDKdeals has OEM licenses for as low as $21.46. Click the product, create an account, and enter BRAY30 under promotion code to bring the price down to $15.02. Pay with your method of choice, and once the payment goes through, click View Keys/Codes, click Get the Key, and copy it. Then just go to your Windows search and type in ACT, and there it is. Click Activation Settings. My Windows install was already activated, so I'll be replacing that key, but yours will just say Activate Windows. Paste in the key, then activate, and you're done. After September 3rd, the code changes to BRAY25 for a reduced but still great discount of 25%. A big thank you to CDKdeals for supporting the channel.
Hello everyone, and welcome to System Integrators Weekly, where we, you know what? Forget the joke. If you want to see an intro joke, check a previous episode, because this episode's about serious business. That serious business is the fact that you mad lads and ladies have gotten this channel to nearly 5,000 subscribers in a startlingly short amount of time, from 75 subscribers to almost 5,000. Now, for a million subscriber channels or more, or even 500,000 or whatever, that seems like small potatoes. But first off, potatoes are delicious, and how dare you demean them? Secondly, to me, it's a huge deal. And to Cuddles, it's a huge deal. In any case, I started this channel, bear with me, on September 11th of 2020. That's less than a year ago, and that was my birthday. Yeah, my birthday, September 11th, get your jokes in. But yes, that's, I uploaded an awful intro video that I knew I'd be cringing at very shortly, you know, about a few months later, where I basically said, I want to be Harris Heller. I soon realized that nobody wants to hear about how to be good at streaming from someone who had just started streaming like 4 months before that. So, you all have shown me that what I need to be talking about is what I actually know, which is computers. Thank you. Thank you very much. What I'd like to see now is whether we can get to 5K before next September 11th. Just a few short weeks away. It's highly unlikely, but if you guys feel like sharing this channel with people who like this kind of info, and especially people who need this kind of info because they're in the market for a pre-built gaming computer, please share the channel. All of your support so far has been absolutely amazing, but together we can get to 5K before or by September 11th. And if we do that by the 1 year mark, the 1 year anniversary of the channel, I was already going to be giving away 2 free consultations, one-on-one Discord calls to help build a system, basically, step by step, like our winner from the 2K giveaway, Scott, and that went great for him, and it could go great for you. But if we get to 5K by September 11th, I'm gonna give away 5 consultations. Yes, 5. Now, for those of you who don't get that one-on-one Discord call consultation, don't worry, because you can always come to the stream every Thursday. Twitch.tv/BrayThorn is the place to go if you want one-on-one attention to have me help you build the pre-built PC of your dreams and your budget. That's also important. 8 p.m. Central on Thursday. Now, if we also get to 5K before my birthday, I'm going to be adding a second PC stream every single week. If you've never been to one, that doesn't mean anything to you. But for those of you who have been to one, you know it's a big deal. So today we're going to continue on like we normally do, though a little differently. What we do here is we look at pre-built PCs that are available. That's the only way to get a GPU these days, as you know, if you've been watching this channel already. Every Sunday, we do this, we check inventory, we see who's got the best deals, and it tends to kind of go a similar way each time, but at least we get to see who has what and for how much. Before we get into it, the all-important disclaimers. This was filmed on Sunday, August 22nd, 2021. I was about to say 2022. Oof, looking off into the future there. Anyway, that means that the availability that you see here and the pricing that you see here can change, and it often does change daily. So if you don't see exactly what you wanted here, come by the stream, we'll find something similar. Do not worry about that. Or at least watch the video and you might get an idea of what you want once it comes back into stock. Stock is better than it used to be. It's not ideal, and they're saying it's going to be even longer now, maybe up to 2023 before stock is normalized. So you got to get used to that kind of thing. Next, a lot of this is based on my opinion. Most of it is based on what I know. Knowledge that I've gained over many years of being a PC gaming enthusiast, a PC building enthusiast, and also many years of being an IT technician, administrator, basically been in the field of IT for a very, very long time. So bear that in mind. My opinions will reflect what I say here, and you know, buy at your own risk, just like anything. But I'm not going to be showing you any systems that you can get from a retailer. Newegg, Amazon, Best Buy, not on the list. Any OEMs? Dell, HP Omen? No, not on the list. Okay, I have my reasons that I've explained many times in previous videos. Lenovo Legion, they get a pass. And they're coming out with new stuff. I don't know if the launch has already happened, but if it has, I haven't seen it. So once I see that, I'll cover it. But yeah, I cover very specific companies. And if it's a company that I'm not certain of, I will tell you that. I do try to explore other companies that I haven't explored before, or maybe I only give a glance to, just because we got to change things up every now and then, right? It can't just be iBUYPOWER, CyberPowerPC, yada, yada, yada. So with that in mind, let's check out iBUYPOWER. Now, what I like to do when I first start off is check out iBUYPOWER's same-day ready systems. A lot of people are going back to school or are already back in school, and you need a system now. iBUYPOWER same-day ready systems are already built, ready to ship. The thing is, you cannot customize them, which means a lot of the ones that are in the lower price ranges will come with a case that has terrible airflow. However, just finished the filming. We just wrapped up filming on the case migration how-to video. So do not worry, you'll be able to find yourself an affordable, high airflow case to migrate the system into if thermals become a problem. However, for a lot of these lower budget systems, they don't generate as much heat as higher performance components would. So some of them are okay in the case that they're in until they're not. Just keep that in mind. But the pricing is basically, if you're going to come and say, what's the best thing I can get for example, $1,500, go to iBUYPOWER.com, go to same day ready systems right there, RDY, okay? And click price, sort by low to high, and find yourself in there. Or you can go over here to this bar and adjust the price to whatever is your budget, okay? And you will find that they have maxed out, based on the current market, what you can get for your budget. You can't customize it, but them's the breaks. Pros and cons. So looking here, let's say that you are, your budget is under 1,000. Just under 1,000 somewhere, $800 to $1,000. I would say push it up to $949 if you can, because you got a system right here that has, you know, a middling Core i3-10105F CPU. So that's kind of an entry-level CPU. It can game. It's not great, but it can game. But you do have a B560M, but it is a B series motherboard. So you can upgrade to an 11th gen Intel processor, like an 11400F, but you cannot upgrade to one that says 11600K, for instance, because a B series motherboard can't really overclock or handle the faster speeds of RAM that you want with that unlocked processor. Intel is different from the one I always talk about, from the brand I always talk about, which is AMD, currently the leaders in performance and efficiency and multitasking and you name it. However, your budget is your budget. If this is where you're at, this is a great starting point. You have 8 gigs of RAM on one stick. It's pretty slow. So what you do is you get yourself a 16 gig kit and install it yourself later. Very easy to do, and in the case migration video, I show you how to install RAM. It's really simple if you've never done that. 500 gigs is not a lot for your primary storage, but that is another easily upgraded component. Storage is very easy to add. Guess what else I showed how to do in that migration video? How to add storage. Now the GPU though, it's pretty good. GTX 1650 Super. Now 1660 Super or Ti would be preferable, but again, budget. If you want to get yourself a 1660 Super or Ti, you need to get up to about the $1,200 range like you see right here. Now this is different from a system that you can go to Dell and you can get something with maybe slightly higher specs for less money. But those are OEM components. There are many, many reviews of them. Watch them and heed their words, especially David Does Tech. He buys a lot of really promising looking systems that turn out to be garbage, that are OEM systems. So David Does Tech, you gotta check out his channel. He's great at breaking down and saying exactly what's wrong with them in the most sarcastic fashion possible, which I deeply appreciate. So this is different. This is not proprietary parts, like a motherboard that only fits in the case they give you. These parts could fit in any other case. They're more upgradable, they're more repairable, replaceable, because they're off-the-shelf components. Now, step up to $1,200 from that $950 is a big step up because you go to liquid cooling, you get a Ryzen 5 3600, you get a B550 motherboard. I would say, if you can, jump up to that AMD system so you're on the AMD platform. Plus, you get a 1660 Ti, which is a massive performance boost over the 1650 Super. You can easily upgrade to the Ryzen 5 5600X. It just takes a BIOS update, and there's plenty of videos just showing you step-by-step how to do that. I would say, though, probably the best value system is around $1,700, $1,699. Will get you all current gen components. You're gonna have an AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, that same B550M AC motherboard, by the way. These all have Wi-Fi included. The downside to these is that they're smaller, so expandability in the PCIe slots is minimal at best. But you can swap a motherboard. Maybe there's a video coming out soon or later down the road about how to swap a motherboard, because my Twitch chat is ridiculously generous and kind and awesome. But for now, I would say you can rock this, no problem. Plus, you get a GeForce RTX 3060 Ti. 3060 Ti is a fantastic GPU. 3060 Ti is getting closer to 3070 range, and you can get into 1440p gaming with this. All these other systems that I showed you above this, well, not all of them, but this $1,200 and under. If you're looking to do anything other than 1080p gaming, look elsewhere, or do what you can budget-wise, because 1440p gaming, it's a lot more work for the GPU. However, the 5600X and 3060 Ti can handle that, and NVENC encoder, which the 6600 XT that's in this system right here for $1,549 does not have. The encoder on there is pretty weak. Same processor though, 5600X. These two right here, $1,549 up to $1,699. The system looks very, very similar, except that GPU. So what's the performance difference? Well, user benchmark. It's very helpful in situations like this. And you're looking at an effective speed increase of 29% over the 6600 XT from that 3060 Ti. And if we were talking about MSRPs, you're talking about that for 20 bucks. We're not looking at MSRPs. We're looking at the current market, and things are a bit blown out of proportion. So I would say paying that $150 to go up to the gaming ready Smurvg 201 to get that 3060 Ti, totally worth it. Now, we've seen some wins here, but what about higher budgets? Y'all are out there. What if you want to get something that's going to be a little bit more powerful? You're going to be doing any content creation, video editing, 3D rendering. Those things require a higher budget. Them's just the facts. If you get a system that is under budget and underbuilt for those tasks, your creative process is going to be demolished by lag, stuttering, by waiting, load times, gray screens, just while Adobe is just trying to load and everything sort of grays out. It's madness. So if you're looking at something that's going to be for content creation, things like that, and you're looking at above $2,000 range, look no further than right here. I've spoken about this system before. It's a fantastic value for the system that you're getting. You're looking at an AMD Ryzen 7 5800X, 8 cores, 16 threads. Great processor, it's what I use for everything. Plus an ASUS ROG Strix B550F gaming Wi-Fi motherboard and a GeForce RTX 3080. Yes, I know the 3080 Ti is better, but in order to get into a 3080 Ti, you gotta go $1,000 higher. And you get on the Intel platform. That's because you can't customize these, and that's just what they have as a same-day ready system. Both of these systems come in a Li LAN Cool 2 mesh. Pretty much one of the best airflow cases on the market. And definitely the best one of the best two that iBUYPOWER has on offer. Now, iBUYPOWER isn't without their faults. And I wanna talk about this real quick. AMD recently released to the general public for purchase APUs. Basically, they're processors that have graphics processing units integrated, so they can actually game without a GPU, and they do it reasonably well. As long as you have reasonable expectations with your graphic settings, because they are older Vega graphics on those AMD chips. So there's a 5600G and the 5700G. Those are meant to be used in systems without GPUs, at least for the time being. They brought them out for people who cannot get a GPU and just want a game for now. 1080p gaming, all of that. And then when the GPU market levels out, then you can just pop in a GPU and continue on as normal, just switch your system over to the dedicated graphics card. But iBUYPOWER is messing up here because they are putting these 5600G and 5700G processors in with systems that have GPUs. I had a comment. Someone said, man, this guy's biased. He's sponsored by iBUYPOWER. First off, I would announce very loudly if I was sponsored by iBUYPOWER. I like this company. I bought a system from them and it came out great. That makes it a lot easier for me to recommend them since I can't go buying a bunch of systems. I'm just a small fry YouTuber. I'm still pretty new to this. But this should prove it to you right here. This is garbage and it's a waste of silicon. This is a waste of money. You would have to go in here, customize it, and tell them, no, not a 5700G, genius, put a 5600X or 5800X on there. You save $34. Go with a faster processor because the 5700G has less cache, or you can spend $90 more and go with the 5800X. The 5700G and 5800X both have 8 cores, 16 threads. It's just 5800X is faster. So there you go. Add 90 bucks, boom, you got a great system. 5800X, 3060 Ti, good to go. By the way, if you're going to be customizing a system with iBUYPOWER, there's a lot to consider. These are all the myriad parts that are available to you. There's a lot going on here and a lot to unpack. So you want a system customized piece by piece with iBUYPOWER, come to the stream on Thursday. I will help you step by step, no problem. Also, and we're giving away those one-on-one consultations. So when we hit 5K, it's gonna be 2. If we do it before September 11th, it's gonna be 5. So keep that in mind. Anyway, now just to quickly check we're gonna move on from iBUYPOWER. So let's quickly check what GPUs they have in stock, okay? So they have every single AMD Radeon GPU in stock, all the 6000 series GPUs. Now, as for NVIDIA, you can tell these are more popular, and I'm not an NVIDIA fanboy. They do better overall. They are sort of the all-in-one card. They have some lead times. Now, lead times listed on these sites can be a bit misleading. They can go a little longer than that, or they can be shorter than that. So, if you're looking for a 3060 Ti, that's great, they got it in stock. But if you want a 3070, which is what I have, my favorite mid-range card, I've been using mine for a long time and it does everything I need, you gotta wait an extra 2 weeks on top of the actual build time and shipping time. So it really starts to make these same-day ready systems look very tempting. Let's move on. So we talked about some wins that iBUYPOWER had, and we talked about a big fail. Let's do the same thing with CyberPowerPC, but we're gonna go the other way around, okay? CyberPowerPC and iBUYPOWER, in case you're wondering, they're both good. I get that question a lot. Is iBUYPOWER good? Is CyberPowerPC good? Yes. Yes, they're good. But CyberPowerPC is not perfect, and neither is iBUYPOWER, as I just mentioned earlier. Let's see where CyberPowerPC screws up. Well, these are their instant ship gaming PCs. These are similar to same-day ready systems. They ship out in a couple days, come to you very quickly, and cool, right? But they're not as good. Just putting that out there. They rarely have as much stock. I mean, you look at this, that list on iBUYPOWER of same-day ready systems, we could have just kept going. There were more. Like I said, if you already know what your budget is, go to iBUYPOWER, check the same-day ready systems, and just find your budget there. That's usually going to be the most performance you can get for a quality pre-built computer direct from a system integrator. The reason I say they don't do as well is because they are really annoying, because they put K-series Intel processors on B-series motherboards. It'll work, clearly it'll work, but a K-series Intel processor, this 10600K and 10700K, both good gaming processors for sure. They're meant to be overclocked and have better performance. The B-series motherboards that they put in here cannot really handle that. They don't do overclocking. They can't really handle the higher speed RAM that the processors can handle. So just forget that. Don't get either of those. It's more expensive, but the better option here is going to be this back to school special one right here. You see 11600KF. 11600KF is the all-star of the 11th gen Intel processors. Forget the 11900K unless you got one, in which case, congratulations. It's, you know, it games pretty well and does all that stuff. But the 11600K really just knocked it out of the park when it came to price to performance, and especially 1080p gaming, 1440p gaming, all of that. Now they paired it with a 6600 XT, which, as we mentioned here, is, oh, that's a 3060, yeah, is not as good, not nearly as good as a 3060 Ti, and the prices are pretty similar. Now, in the current market, it's about $150 difference, but 30% performance increase overall. You will feel that over the years that you have this system. So I went to customize one, and I'm gonna show you this. If you're looking for an Intel system, this is that same one, but I customized it. I changed the case to a Fantex P400A right here, okay? And it was like $38. And I added 3 Fantex fans because I'm not sure that the case comes with those. They don't make it clear in the case description. So about another $30 right there. And we leave the processor alone. Do not change that. It's $100 off right now. It's a great back to school sale. So that makes it more affordable to get that higher performance Intel system. Not higher performance than AMD like 5600X. They compete with each other, okay? It's just if you want Intel, now is a good time. Now I upgraded to 240mm all-in-one liquid cooler. An additional $20 will get you, that was only a $10 upgrade by the way. An additional $20 over that will give you a 360mm AIO. So that's a choice you can make if you want. And we're leaving it on the 16 gigs of DDR4 3200 megahertz RAM. It has a free upgrade to XPG RAM, and 3200 megahertz will work fine with that Intel processor. And 16 gigs is plenty for just gaming. And if you're looking to more than gaming, like content creation, 3D rendering, tile-based rendering, things like that, go AMD. That's all I have to say about that. They're just way better at those things. But for gaming, the 11600KF is competitive. Now that's what that K means. That K on the end of an Intel processor's number means it's unlocked and overclockable. The F you'll see sometimes means it doesn't have built-in graphics in the chip. But that's fine. Your CPU doesn't need built-in graphics if you're getting a dedicated GPU like one of these right here. Now, I upgraded this for $149 from the 6600 XT, which has been somewhat underwhelming with performance. And it's pretty much, they wanted to lock in 1080p gaming. This 3060 Ti can get you up to 1440p, 144 hertz refresh rate gaming, 144 frames per second, all that. On AAA titles, there may be some adjusting of graphic settings to do or activating DLSS, but it can do it. And this comes with a 600 watt EVGA power supply, 80 plus gold rated. 600 watts is what they recommend for the 3060 Ti, and even that's a bit conservative, meaning that there's a little headroom there. But if you want to upgrade it, you can do $18, will get you up to a 750 watt Thermaltake Tough Power GF1. So it's 80 plus gold, ultra quiet, fully modular, makes it better for cable management, so it makes it easier on the system integrator to do good cable management. One thing, whenever you get a modular power supply from a system integrator, you'll want to request that they send you the extra cables for that power supply, just in case you want to upgrade it later. It's just a quick email to customer service, and they should include that with your order, especially for these custom systems. Okay, we upgraded the motherboard to Asus Prime Z590V, okay, and that was about $16. And then that comes with a free wireless USB network adapter, Wi-Fi adapter. If you need Wi-Fi, you should know that you need Wi-Fi. And if that's the case, you could also just opt for a motherboard that has Wi-Fi. And if you're gonna be doing that, go for one that has Wi-Fi 6, like this ASRock Z590 Steel Legend. It has Wi-Fi 6E, that is the latest and greatest Wi-Fi standard. Now, the boot drive is a 1 terabyte Western Digital Blue SN550. That is a free upgrade from the Western Digital Black SN750, which is a slightly faster drive, but it's only 250 gigs instead of 1 terabyte. So this is 4 times the storage at a slightly slower speed, but it's free. It's a free upgrade. Now you can add an additional hard drive or solid state drive for your game library, Steam library, whatever. You get a free upgrade from 1 terabyte to a 2 terabyte mechanical hard drive. Just know, mechanical hard drives are slower, dramatically slower than a 2.5 inch SSD, SATA 3 SSD. They are more expensive and smaller capacity though, keep that in mind. But a game library, if you're starting to get over 1 or 2 terabytes, maybe uninstall games you're not playing. There are some, I promise. Anyway, so that's a build right there. Just if you want to do this build for yourself, just take the little dot. It's like right here. Take this dot and move it like over here somewhere. I'm probably guessing wrong, but maybe right around there, and just watch it all over again. Anyway, let's talk about Build Redux. I like to build Redux. They're having problems with communicating with customers right now. And that's a big no-no when it comes to someone giving you thousands of dollars for something that they want to use sooner rather than later. Build Redux ran out of X570 motherboards a few weeks back, and they have not been very clear as to when they're gonna be back on track, because once they get them, they have a backlog of systems to build and ship out. But my community loved these on stream. People used to pull trigger on these very quickly because they came in a great case that has fantastic airflow. They automatically have 6 fans and a 240 millimeter all-in-one liquid cooler with push-pull configuration and fans on the radiator. They were great. It's just they ran out and then they weren't communicating with anyone. Anyway, I have been recommending them or talking about them for a while now, but it could be that they're starting to catch up. We don't know. If they are though, this system with a 3070 and a 5600X for $2,100 is quite good, considering that you get a high airflow case with a bunch of Cooler Master fans, a bigger radiator on the all-in-one liquid cooler. Now they do use 3200 megahertz RAM instead of 3600 megahertz RAM, but that's one of the easiest upgrades you can do. If you're just gaming, just leave it on this, and if you find that there's a slight bottleneck there, upgrade your RAM. Very, very easy and inexpensive. And already comes with 1 terabyte M.2 drive. You can add on a 2 terabyte mechanical hard drive for very little money, only about 50 bucks. That is up to you. Knowing how long the system is going to take to get to you, I don't know. I have no idea right now. I used to be able to say about 3 weeks. At this point, we really cannot say. I was going to talk about NZXT build and complain about them again because people keep asking me about these. The streaming PCs, the starter PCs. The systems are not balanced well, and they make questionable choices constantly. And I'm gonna use the system that someone asked me about, and I can see the appeal here, trust me. Okay, the Streaming Pro PC is $2,999 US. By the way, all these prices are US. I'm sure you figured that out by now. So for $3,000, what do you get? Well, the one thing that you're gonna see above everything else, GeForce RTX 3090. Oh! But don't overlook this. NZXT built bottlenecks into this system. Hard bottlenecks. They're using the same processor on this one that they use on the base streaming PC. It comes with a 2060. And look at the RAM, it's 3000 megahertz. You're supposed to have 3600 megahertz for Ryzen 5000 series. And you cannot customize these. You can't change it. You're stuck. Those 2 things right there are major bottlenecks. What else did they do? For your $3,000 system, you're getting a last gen B450. Oh yeah, just top quality. $3,000, yeah, you're still getting a 120 millimeter AIO, whatever. We're NZXT, we do what we want. This is an unbalanced, this is like a table with 3 short legs and 1 giant leg, and it's just like, you just put something on it, it's just gonna fall off. I can't recommend this. unless you're buying this to rip the 3090 out and put it in a custom build. So just, if you want an NZXT system, I get it. Like, they have this sort of like minimalistic look, and they get minimal airflow. I mean, they joke about it constantly with those NZXT guys. It's hilarious. But you can get the H710, which has decent airflow, and you can customize a system. I will help you do that. On my stream, I understand. I really liked these guys when I first started doing this show. Man, just keep doing stuff. I don't know. But they have a decent inventory right now. I can hook you up if you want to come by the stream, get in the queue. I'll help you out with an NZXT system that won't suck. I took a look at CLX, and CLX is advertised hard. You've seen a CLX ad, I guarantee it. So of course I get asked about them, understandably. Their systems look pretty cool, they market them really well, and are they good though? I don't know. No one in my community's bought a CLX system. I see all these cases that seem to have like no airflow, but then I see this one. This one actually comes in a high airflow Fantex P300A mid-tower case. That's a great case. It's a really great case. It's beautiful, has great airflow. It's a little smaller, it's on the smaller side, but that's fine. This system has a Ryzen 5 3600 and a GeForce RTX 2060. That's a good combo for starting out. For like, you know, for 1398, you get that in a nice case, but then you start to look at some of the details here. Let's zoom in a bit. All right. ASRock B450 Pro 4 ATX motherboard. All right. Okay. You get DDR4 2666 RAM. That's really, by today's standards, that's pretty slow. You only get 480 gigs of storage. You can add more. They're confusing. All right. It comes with three fans, 120 millimeter. You get a 700 watt, 80 plus gold, 80 plus, 80 plus. Oh, if it just says 80 plus, it's plus nothing. It's not plus anything. What you're set up for here with the slow RAM and the old motherboard and the small amount of storage, you're set up to either get a system you're going to be disappointed with, or you're set up to start adding on custom parts here and there that are going to get the price to higher than you would pay for just like a same day ready system here. And what I mean by that is this system right here. Ryzen 5 3600, GeForce GTX 1660 Ti. Yes, the 2060 outperforms that. But this is $1,200 and it's already built and it's ready to go, and it has dual channel RAM that's way faster, and it has a little bit more storage, and you can add storage easily, and it doesn't have as good airflow, but you can do a case migration. Like what? Let me see. Power supply, 600 watt, 80 plus gold. You don't need 700 watts for this system, for that system. You don't need more than 600 watts for that. B550M AC, so B550. It's a micro ATX, it's not full ATX, but it's current gen, or next gen, I should say. The current gen is like the next gen, it's weird. So there's a reason that I have not come out and been like, y'all gotta check out CLX. It's so convoluted. You go here, their choices are weird. What do I mean by that? Well, you have a system for $2,448 with a 5800X and an RTX 2060. They have a system here with a 3700X for more money, but it has an RX 6800. Swap those CPUs, swap them, 5800X and RX 6800. That makes more sense. I don't get what they're doing with these pre-configs. So I'll tell you what, we can just do a straight up custom system. If you like CLX's style, come to the stream. Maybe just for fun, we'll try to build a comparable system on CLX and on iBUYPOWER or wherever. But it's just things like that they try to push on people that I'm like, no, I can't really straight up recommend them. It is now time for the comment of the week. And the comment of the week this time goes to Mongoose McMongoose. This pertains to last week's episode. 100% with you on the GN Gamers Nexus pre-built coverage. Way too many variables. I said this on your last video. I took your advice and went straight to iBUYPOWER for my pre-built. Same day shipped system. It is a great system so far. Pristine cable management and build quality. Here's the thing. I've been doing this for months now, and I've built up a community of, I think there's like, 500 people in the Discord now. I've had people buy systems from iBUYPOWER, CyberPowerPC, Build Redux, NZXT, all of these companies, and I get to hear where the pros and cons are. I don't buy all these myself, but I get to see and hear about the experience of these. Now, if you want more of an experience where it's built with great care and it's thoroughly worked on and overclocked and tested and all that stuff, go with Artesian builds. I hear too much crap about like Digital Storm and Origin shipping times, main gear shipping, all that kind of stuff. Go with Artesian builds. I'm gonna link the video where I talked about them a lot right here. And I'm gonna be making a new video covering their new website. If you want a helpful link for Artesian builds, go check out my Twitter, check out the pinned tweet. To @Braythorn on Twitter. Just go check my pinned tweet to learn more about Artesian builds. I'm gonna be doing a dedicated video on their new website coming up soon. The part about the GN Prebuilt coverage, I was talking about, I made probably a big risk of criticizing Gamers Nexus, who I idolize 100%. I think Steve is the bee's knees. He's awesome. Tech Jesus is what everyone calls him, and I'm a believer. But no one is above reproach, and everybody makes mistakes. And I feel like their scattershot coverage of pre-built systems has been unfair to certain system integrators and beneficial to others. And it's not, there's no baseline, there's no rhyme or reason to their coverage. Yet they treat some of the results of their benchmarks as if they're based on similar products. The products are not similar, so there's no science to it. As I said in my last video, too many variables dilutes the results. There's no way to have a solid result if everything in the beginning of the experiment is just random and whatever we feel like doing at whatever given time. You're gonna get random results. So, this is why I keep telling you guys, do not buy from a retailer, buy directly from the system integrator. But I want to thank you, Mick Mongoose, for backing me up on that, because I had a few people who were like, did you just criticize Gamers Nexus? Who do you think you are? Like, I'm a fan. To those we look up to, we should hold them to the highest standard because we look up to them. It's me saying, hey, y'all are usually a lot more on top of things. What happened? You know, I'm more curious as to how this happened. If you want fair coverage of system integrators, look at Linus Tech Tips Secret Shopper videos. They go at it by saying, here's the maximum amount you can spend. You know, they're gonna sell you a certain system, go by that. We're gonna create a problem, go with their customer service, and then we will give a result. Guess who won that? iBUYPOWER on the last run. That's what led me to iBUYPOWER to buy my system. But yeah, I'm glad to hear your system's working out for you, Mongoose McMongoose. And yeah, I bought a same-day ready system for mine. That 3070 is now sitting in this system right here, and it works great. And that system itself is now sitting over there. And you're gonna find out more about that very soon. That PC case migration video is it's done. We're done filming. It's gonna go to editing, and we'll be good to go. A lot of editing though. Give us time. If any of this information has been helpful in any way, or entertaining, or whatever, even a moment of it, please consider subscribing. We're growing, and we want you to be part of that. If you disagree with anything I said here, cool, let's talk about it. You can comment below, or you can join the Discord, which the link is in the description below. If you have tech questions, just @techie before your question. Be sure to read the pinned and agree to the rules, do all that before you post anything. And go to the Tech Questions channel and hit @techies. And ask a question if you got a question about the stuff I'm talking about. We got some very helpful folks over there helping people out. And of course, come to the stream. I stream Sundays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central on Thursday for the PC streams, and 8:30 Central on Sundays for some gaming. So I hope to see you guys there. And I will see y'all very soon for some exciting videos that are coming up. And until then, take care.